Hi guys, it's Dale with the insurance. Today we're going to talk about an article that historically it's been probably one of our best articles. It's been very informative for people, and the only reason the one reason I think it has been successful is because people think that because obviously insurance policies are legally binding contracts. People tend to think that they are physically bound to staying within that contract till it expires, right? It may perhaps even longer. But the title of the article is Canceling Your Insurance, Use Our Checklist and Insurance Sample Cancellation Letter. And like I said, it's not, it probably doesn't dawn on many people, but yes, you can cancel at the beginning, in the middle, at any point within your policy, right? So if you are unhappy with the service, if you found a better option out there, you can cancel. And not saying you can cancel and lose your money. You actually get refunded that prepaid premium that's not earned by the carrier, right? So it's almost a win-win situation. So if you find yourself in that, in that process of jumping ship, switching carriers, it is seamless, but there are a few things you want to keep in mind, right? So first and foremost, once again, the insurance policy is a contract, right? So make sure you're familiar with the cancellation clause within that contract, right? That clause will have things like it'll let you know if there's a certain amount of time that you need to let your carrier know. It may be 24 hours, it may be 30 days, right? But then you'll have parameters on how you need to moving forward with this cancellation. It'll tell you who you need to send it to, how you send it to them, and several other kind of specifics that may be unique to your carrier. But given it is a contract, it's best for you and the carrier, obviously, to try to abide by the things that you have agreed upon. The second thing is to make sure you have another policy and another carrier, not just another carrier, ready to be in place, right? So not theoretical, not like, hey, I just heard an advertisement, I'm gonna choose those guys because they're marketing 20%, 30% less, and I'm pretty sure I can get a policy with them. No, have an actual effective date ready with this other carrier before canceling your policy. And the third thing to think about dovetails to that, but just in more detail. You don't want to have a gap in coverage. Not only is it foolhardy from a basic risk management standpoint, right? Because anything could happen on any given day. And if something happens on that gap, within that gap between your old coverage and your new coverage, then you would have to come out of pocket to cover the costs for anything that may have happened. So pay attention to your requested cancellation date for the old policy and your requested effective date for the new policy. Typically, companies, insurance carriers would suggest to overlap for one day just to make sure there's no gap. That's absolutely fine. Obviously, you'll be double paying for a matter of hours, but it's worth it for that peace of mind. And the last thing, when you're ready to actually kind of, and you'll see in this article, we have a sample cancellation letter that's pretty straightforward, that you can easily download and use, and many have. I have, in fact. But when you're ready to let your current carrier know, this is a small item, but keep this in mind. that you need to request confirmation of receipt, right? Just to cover all of your bases, just in case there was some miscommunication, something did happen, you could say, hey, listen, this is the correspondence between me and you. Is my understanding, as you stated here, the cancellation would be effected such and such date, etc., etc. So once again, that it's a very good option. You are not stuck in an insurance contract. You do not have to wait it out to the expiration date, right? If you find a better deal out there, or your circumstances change, or you just want a different provider, you are free to do so. And the writing and constructing of a cancellation letter, like I said, pretty straightforward. These are a few things to keep in mind, but they can be helpful when going through that process. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll chat next week.